This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Gun seizures up this year. There has been a 4% increase in firearm seizures by the police since the start of the year. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson disclosed on Tuesday that the security forces had seized 448 firearms up to the end of July. Among the guns seized, there has been a 60% increase in submachine guns and a 59% rise in high-powered rifles, the commissioner reported. There had also been an 8% increase in shotguns seized and a 4% increase in pistols, he added. Curfew imposed in sections of Gregory Park, St. Catherine. A curfew has been imposed in sections of Gregory Park in St. Catherine. The curfew took effect at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, August 2, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Thursday, August 4. According to law enforcers, the boundaries of the curfew are as follows. North along the Dyke Road about 1,759 meters from the roundabout to the intersection of Portmore Villa Boulevard and the Dyke Road. East along Dyke Road about 695 meters from the intersection of Portmore Villa Boulevard to the train line. South along the train line from the intersection of Dyke Road to the intersection of Municipal Boulevard about 2,080 meters. West along the Municipal Boulevard about 1,322 meters from the intersection of the train line to the roundabout. The police are advising the public that during the hours of the curfew, all persons within the boundaries of the curfew are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by the ground commander. The curfew follows the firebombing of 3 houses in the area on Tuesday. This was said to be the result of an ongoing gang feud between rivals in the community. Police have since confirmed that 2 wooden structures were razed along Cottage Drive. A concrete dwelling on Mitchell Drive was also firebombed. Yellows clings to hope for missing fisherman. Lucretia Wilmot, the girlfriend of him-Rakan Bob Lewis, helped to push off a red and blue vessel from Yallas Beach in St. Thomas around 7:30 a.m. on Sunday and watched as her boyfriend and his co-worker, Franklin Campbell, set sail for White Horses Bank. With no intention to stay at sea long, their only task was to retrieve fish from pots they had set on Friday. Lewis only carried a bottle of water, 2 fruit juices, and a snack. Wilmot told the news that she became concerned when all the other vessels that went out to sea returned, except the young Moore vessel he journeyed in. She tried calling his phone several times and became alarmed when he did not pick up. The girlfriend then made a missing person report to the police. It has been an agonizing wait for Wilmot and their 8-month-old son, Millionaire Lewis, who expected to see the 36-year-old fisherman return on Sunday. "My son is disturbed. He miss him father. Me can't manage the burden here," a teary-eyed Wilmot said with her crying son in her arms. "When me leave off at the beach and go in and bathe him and try put him to sleep, him a say daddy. Every turn him turn on the bed, him say daddy. If him even doze off, him jump up and say daddy. Cause he's used to him and him not see no daddy on the bed. It puzzle him and it puzzle me. I want to see him back safe and sound," the mother said. Wilmot told the news that she has accompanied her boyfriend of 5 years to sea many times, the last being on her birthday, May 10. They traveled in a smaller vessel to the same location Lewis and Campbell headed for on Sunday and returned home safely. Wilmot, who sells beverages and snacks on the beach, said the father of 3 had encountered difficulties before, a failed engine or drifting at sea. On those occasions he called Wilmot, who then sent another fisherman to rescue him. Lewis's disappearance has added more stress to the family as his mother, a former fish vendor, passed away on July 12 and is scheduled to be buried mid-August. "We can't take another sad news, so we hope for the best. Me hope him out there adrift and them find him today, by the help of God. Me have faith and me heart no leap. Me no feel the belly pain there, so me know said the 2 fishermen them out there somewhere waiting on somebody to find them. That is the hope I have," Wilmot said. Rakani Silly Lewis' brother said they do not have a close relationship, but described him as someone who earned an honest living through fishing. He last laid eyes on him on Saturday in Yellow Square, the day before he was reported missing. "We're just hoping and praying that they show up. It's rough, it's hard," Seeley said. Meanwhile, Charles Graham, who has known Lewis since he was a baby, last saw him on Sunday morning when he passed his house on his way to the fishing beach. "It's rough by everybody. Bobby's somebody everybody like. We really haven't been handling it well," he said in a low tone. The family and a fellow fishermen are appealing for assistance from the Coast Guard to conduct search and rescue operations. No one was at Campbell's home during a visit by the news to his community. The fishing community is hanging on to the hope that Lewis and Campbell will be found alive, as the last time fishermen went missing without a trace from the beach was over 3 decades ago. Alvin Morgan has known both fishermen since they were children and recalled that they used to hustle on the beach and go to sea with their older seafarers. "We made a lot of search in the evening to see if we could find them. A trough get up in the Sunday there with a breeze, you know, so me figure say it draw them gone somewhere. But where them gone?" he asked. "We make search back at airport and all them place there, but they just can't be found." But Morgan said it's early days as fishermen have gone missing before and the searches lasted for weeks, but they were eventually found alive. Enhanced vigilance for Omicron BA4 and BA5 necessary, public health expert warns. Following confirmation that the highly transmissible Omicron BA4 and the BA5 subvariants are in Jamaica, the authorities have been warned to continue being vigilant to prevent more deadly strains of COVID-19 from emerging. Dr. Kevin Harvey, head of the School of Public Health and Health Technology at UTech, has warned that tracking COVID-19 is essential at this time. The World Health Organization has listed the subvariants as a dominant strains globally.
We should still continue to track the virus by doing sequencing to determine which strains we have circulating and detect them as early as possible when they arrive here, or if a new one should develop here. Because the other strains, since Omicron has been fairly mild, it doesn't mean that every strain that develops from here on will be mild. We could potentially get a new strain that is deadly. We could go back to the Delta and some of those other kinds of outbreaks, depending on what strains come. Hopefully that will never happen because the Omicron seems to be dominant and the various subvariants of that is trending. But we don't know what will happen. I think what would have been protecting us a lot is the fact that many of us would have been exposed to the Omicron virus strain when we had maybe back in November, December, coming into January, February. So we had many people being exposed to Omicron. And so I think that has provided some level of protection against the newer strains. And of course, those persons are vaccinated. So, but that won't last forever. And so while we may escape with the new strain now within the 6-month period, later on, if we have additional new strains and we only find out later, you might get the spike then. So we have to be vigilant continuously. I mean, I think this is why we introduced the sequencing capacity.
Beware of excessive heat, Health Ministry warns. Noting that excessive heat stress can be harmful to one's health and may even be fatal, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is urging Jamaicans to reduce their exposure to the heat. Jamaica, as other Caribbean countries, is currently experiencing a heat season that is typically between May and October annually. This year, extremely high temperatures are being recorded, the ministry said in a release on Wednesday. As a result, the public, especially the vulnerable such as the elderly, children under 6 years old, and bedridden persons, are therefore being advised by the Health Ministry to take precautionary measures to reduce exposure to heat. The public was advised on ways to facilitate the latter. People are encouraged to hydrate with cool water, especially when it is hot and humid. Drink more fluids but avoid sugar-sweetened drinks and beverages that contain alcohol. Exercise indoors where possible. Avoid the sun during the middle of the day, such as by limiting as much as possible outdoor activities to mornings and evenings, and seeking out shade when outdoors. Wear lightweight, light-colored, loose-fitting clothes made of breathable fabrics. Children should not be left in locked vehicles under any circumstances. Spanish Town man deported from Cayman charged with murder. Alleged Spanish Town-based gang leader Rudolph Shaw, who was captured in Cayman and deported to Jamaica last week, has been charged with murder and wounding with intent. Mr. Shaw, who is from Longville Park, Clarendon, is implicated in 2 shootings in Spanish Town on September 29, 2021, during which 5 persons were shot. Wilfred O'Connor, a 59-year-old carpenter of St. John's Road in St. Catherine, was killed. The police reported that Mr. O'Connor was standing in his yard when a Nissan AD wagon drove up with armed men aboard. The men exited the vehicle and shot Mr. O'Connor. The thugs then drove to another section of St. John's Road, where they opened fire, hitting 4 men who were standing on the road. The police were called and all 5 persons were taken to hospital, where Mr. O'Connor was pronounced dead and the others admitted in serious condition. The police say Mr. Shaw, who was one of the most wanted men in St. Catherine, was interviewed on Monday and later charged. Mr. Shaw, who is 31, was arrested in Cayman on July 8 after fleeing Jamaica by boat. The Jamaica Constabulary Force said Mr. Shaw was wanted in connection with multiple murders and several shootings in St. Catherine. He was also linked to the flare-up of violence in Spanish Town in June. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.